Clarke Schmidt's been looking really good. Ben Rice is absolutely cooking. And Marcus Stroman is looking for his first good start this season versus the San Francisco Giants. But do me a favor, if you love the Yankees and you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. We're on the road here to 22,000 subscribers. So if you can help us get there, that would be an absolute blessing. Let's start with Clarke Schmidt. Clarke Schmidt has looked really good in his rehab appearances. His most recent start down there in Somerset, Clarke Schmidt went 4 innings. He gave up 3 hits, 4 strikeouts, threw 61 pitches, no walks, no runs. We know that this Yankee rotation outside of Max Fried, they've been struggling with control. Carlos Rodon being one of them, struggling with command, with control. Will Warren, Carlos Carrasco. We all know that this rotation, at least the back end of the rotation, is going to make Aaron Boone's, or has made Aaron Boone's job a lot easier in making a decision when it comes to Clarke Schmidt. I think, unfortunately, Carlos Carrasco is going to be the casualty, and he'll be seeing his way. He'll be on the way out. And Clarke Schmidt will be re-entered, slotted back in to that New York Yankees starting rotation. I feel bad for Carrasco. I like him. It was a nice story during spring training, but Clarke Schmidt, you make way for him. Last year, Clarke Schmidt pitched really well for the Yankees when he was healthy. Went 5-5 with a 2.85 ERA, 85 in the third innings pitched, 93 strikeouts, had a 1.18 whip. As I said, he's going to be a much welcomed addition to this starting rotation that desperately needs it. And Max Fried, in my opinion, has been the best by far in our rotation. So as I said, we need it. And thank God he's looking as good as he's looking down there in Somerset. So Clarke should be back very, very soon. We have to talk about Mr. Ben frickin' Rice, and man, what a season he's having. I know it's early. I get you. I know it's early, but he's batting .306 so far this year with 3 home runs, a .419 on base percentage, a .1085 OPS, a .212 OPS plus. It's going to be, Ben Rice is obviously making a case for himself to be in that starting lineup on a regular basis. Now, if Giancarlo Stanton, if he gets better and he's going to be coming back in the imminent future, makes you think, okay, well, what do you do with Ben Rice? You have Paul Goldschmidt, who's been hitting the bananas out of the baseball with the New York Yankees. What a story that's been. Goldschmidt last year had a down year. I mean, his second half of the season with the Cardinals was very good. Last year with the Cardinals, Goldschmidt hit 20-something home runs. I believe he hit 22 home runs with the Cardinals. 22 home runs at .245 with a .716 OPS. Not a great year, but his second half was much better. He had a .799 OPS in the second half of the season. Now, this year for the Yankees, Goldschmidt so far is hitting .383 with a .942 OPS, and he fields a really, really good first base. So my thing is this: if Giancarlo comes back, and he should be coming back at some point this year, if he comes on back, what do you do with Ben Rice? Do you find him time at the catcher spot if Escara isn't cutting it, and you just kind of go platoon for him at the catcher spot, DH and first base, just to try to get his bat in the lineup? Now, obviously, you're not platooning exactly. It's not a traditional platoon. What I mean by that is on Austin Wells' days off, you get Rice at bats. When Giancarlo, when he has a day off, that goes to Ben Rice. And when Goldschmidt has a day off, that goes to Ben Rice. I'm just saying that might be the way where the Yankees, where they could find at bats for him if he in fact does keep this going. But man, I sure hope he does. He's a big boy, a big lefty. If they just let him marinate for the rest of the season, I think Rice is gonna hit you 30, 35 home runs. Call me crazy, but that's what I think about the young man. Now, Marcus Stroman going for the Yankees tonight versus the San Francisco Giants. Now, let's look at this head-to-head pitching matchup. Stroman will be facing Robbie Ray. So far this year, Stroman has a 7.27 ERA, 8 hits allowed, 6 strikeouts, 4 walks. Robbie Ray, a 3.18 ERA, 7 hits allowed, 6 strikeouts, 6 walks. Robbie Ray is having a nice start to his season. Marcus Stroman, not so much. Stro has a lot of fanfare around him. You may even support Marcus Stroman, and that's totally fine. I support him because he is a New York Yankee. Now he needs to produce, especially after those comments he made in spring training, and especially after his performance last year, which was really, really poor. It was really, really poor. Let's break down Stroman's month-to-month numbers in 2024. Month of April, Stroman pitched to a 3.69 ERA. Month of May, 1.67. He was excellent. Month of June, though, is when he fell off. 5.13 ERA. Month of July, 5.50 ERA. Month of August, 4.56. Month of September, 8.80. When you constantly say, I'm a starting pitcher, and then you pitch like you're pitching going into the season, you need to perform. You need to show us, hey, yeah, you are a starter, and I get it. That's the contract he signed up for. But listen, he signed up to be a New York Yankee and to pitch well. They're not paying him $18 million not to pitch well. So if in fact, if his role isn't best suited for the rotation right now, then he's going to have to understand that. But lucky for him, the Yankees don't have any other options outside of Clarke Schmidt, who's on the way back, which easy replacement. Carrasco, adios. There's really no money attached to Cookie. It was a nice story. But Cookie made Boone's decision for Clarke Schmidt a lot easier. With Stroman, though, you need to pitch better, Stro. You need to pitch better. The 7.27 ERA is not a good look. Do I believe in him? Yes. When the Yankees signed him, I thought it was a good one. I really did. Pitching was going for so much, and $18 million still is a lot. But when healthy, Stroman's really good, except last year he just fell off. June for the rest of the season, he just fell off. So for me or for other fans to be upset with him, especially after the comments he made during spring training, and now all of a sudden you have a 7.27 ERA to start the year, that's not a good look. So I hope Stroman goes in tonight, pitches against the Giants, and throws a freaking perfect game. That's what I want him to do. Do I expect that? No, relax. I don't. But I do hope that he pitches better. Because he needs to. If he goes another start where he either gets blown up or just isn't effective, well, you're going to have to start asking these questions. Hey, if Will Warren's holding his own, and if Luis Gil comes on back in a couple months, do you replace Gil with Stroman? You might have to have that conversation. You might. Now, Stroman has a lot of time. Gil will not be back tomorrow. So Stroman has a lot of time yet to figure this out. But after his comments that he made this past spring, and I get it, he's frustrated with the Yankees for shopping him as much as they did. But I read you his month-by-month numbers. The end there was so bad. June to the rest of the season was horrible. September, 8.80 ERA. He did not throw a pitch in the postseason. And there's still people who want him in the starting rotation. So if he's in the rotation, I hope he pitches well. That's my thing. I hope he goes in there. I hope he pitches well. But so far this year, it has not looked good. So tonight, he's going to look to have a really great start, to fix his fortune so far this season, because it has not looked good for Marcus Stroman. But listen, I want to know what you guys have to say down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Clarke Schmidt looking great down there for the Yankees. Ben Rice having such a hot start to his season. Rice is cooking, baby. Great news for the Yankees. Great stuff for the Yankees. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the game, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.